And we're going to Angola now, where it looks like the ruling party, MPLA, will hold on to power after the closest election in the country's democratic history. With nearly all ballots counted, election officials say the ruling MPLA has won some 51% of the vote and a majority of seats in parliament. That would also mean a second term for President Joao Lourenco. The main opposition, with 44%, increased its showing in what was seen as the most closely contested election since the first democratic poll 30 years ago. And for more on those elections, we are now joined by DW correspondent Adrian Krisch. He's in the capital, Luanda. Adrian, official figures put the ruling MPLA clearly in the lead. What's the opposition saying?
Gerhard, right, but the opposition have been doing their parallel counting. The main opposition party, UNITA, has been counting the votes themselves, and they claim that they are ahead. But you have to understand, this country doesn't have a history of free and fair election. There have been several incidences in the past, and even this time around, you can't really talk of a free and fair election environment when you only have less than 2,000 election observers allowed for more than 10,000 polling stations, for example. There's also not really been a media freedom. We've experienced it ourselves. 2 DW staff members were temporarily arrested during this election process here. They were later released, but this is the reason why they've been doing their own counting, to double-check the numbers of the Electoral Commission that is still very much under the control of the government. But both the opposition numbers that they are counting haven't been counted yet to the final stage, and also the official numbers are still not fully recognized and published. So we're still waiting at the Electoral Commission, waiting for the final results. But so far, that's the most important thing. People are waiting patiently, and it has been very peaceful.
One important thing is the opposition did make, in fact, big gains. How significant is that?
Absolutely. I mean, it is very likely that the governing party will win these elections, but it's certainly a wake-up call for the MPLA that has been running this country, ruling this country for almost 50 years, most of the time with an iron fist, without freedom of press, without freedom of expression. That has slightly changed 5 years ago when the new president took over, Joao Lourenco, who portrayed himself as a reformer, who went a lot after corrupt individuals within the government, who tried to allow more freedom of speech. But many people here, especially in the urban areas and cities like Luanda, the young generation are complaining that nothing much has changed in their lives, especially in their economic situation. Angola is the biggest oil producer in Africa. There's a lot of oil money here, but this oil wealth has hardly trickled down to the majority of the population. So there's a lot of discontent here, a lot of young people who are angry, who are unhappy about the lack of opportunities, and this is certainly something the new government has to address.
DW's Adrian Krisch there reporting from Angola. Many thanks, Adrian.